Good morning, everybody. Well, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up an airless spray pump for spray painting. Today I'm just using some vapor barrier on some interior brand new drywall and texture on inside of this building behind me. So I've got my Graco Ultra Max 695. It's a medium-sized pump. It's a really great pump. It's got the digital screen on it. It shows you your pressure, shows you how much paint you've pumped through the whole pump's life, actually. I've got a Titan gun on it, which Titan and Graco completely compatible with each other. Same fittings, same housing fittings, so that doesn't matter. So what I have here is I have a clean bucket of water that I've already ran through the pump just to make sure the pump's ready to go for today. This is the stack filter. I've already checked this to make sure it's good to go. These should always be hand tight. Don't ever wrench these down with channel locks or a wrench. Should be easy to free up like that. And this filter's not the brand newest, but it's going to be sufficient for this job. So hand tight like that. So what we've got here is we've got a power switch down here. We've got the pressure control knob right here, and then this knob is the primer valve, which sideways is in the off position and down is in the prime position, and I'll run you through how to use all those and in what order. So like I said, I've got brand new clean water ran through the pump at the moment. I've got my product right here, and here I've got a spit bucket, which is what I'm going to be spitting my little bit of dirty water into for cleanup. So first thing is you want to make sure the pressure is out of the pump, which I've already done. If I wasn't sure if this had pressure in it, what I would do is I would use this. This is the bleeder hose. This is what you would purge any air out of the system with and any bad paint. So what you do is you hold on to this. You always want to hold on to your bleeder tube. And you'd slowly release the bleeder valve, and I know there's no pressure, there's nothing coming out of it like that, and I can turn that back off. I usually have that in the off position. I don't usually keep it in the priming position in case the pump got turned on. And it was in product, this would start spitting out product. So today I'm going to be using a strainer bag. This is a strainer bag that filters your paint. That way there's no chunks, sand that might be in your paint accidentally. Make sure none of this goes through your pump, through your packings, and also possibly getting stuck into your spray tip. So many times I set this up inside the bucket and I tape it around the bucket, so the strainer bag is actually up off the bottom of the bucket, and there's zero chance of things getting stuck onto the strainer bag and onto the filter here. Today I'm doing a small job, so this is not really going to be too big of an issue. If you're using a thicker product like some high build primer or spraying some mud or other thick products, this is probably going to clog. If you're spraying a lot of product in a day, it's usually going to suck up and clog against this. And so that's why I would usually run a filter bag differently. It would be over a clean bucket like this, and it'd be up and off the bottom of the bucket. But for today, I'm going to do this. I use a little bit of tape here. What I'll do is tape it around the top where it won't be into the product. A couple rows, a couple wraps. It's going to come off pretty easily. And I'll go up and over the top over here. And you even have an option of you can make yourself a little tab by folding the tape back on itself. And that way at the end of this day, well, that didn't work. But at the end of the day, this is going to come off real easy. So I'm just going to set this aside for a second. Get the lid off this paint. And so I've already done this for the bucket. But what you want to do is you want to cut this where the tab connects right here. You want to cut it with a razor knife or a putty knife real easy, and you want to pull this tab right here. I wouldn't really recommend pulling this cap off the bucket and using that unless you're doing some commercial work or something where you don't want to be removing bucket lids. But I'm just going to remove this. Little trick I have for these guys is I fold these in half. These can be laying around the job site and become kind of hard to pick up sometimes. So what I do is I'll just take these and I'll wrap them around themselves. And I'll go like that, so they're kind of just easier to clean up at the end of the day. So we'll pop the lid off my primer. And this is vapor barrier primer. It's a little different than wall primer. It's going to hold out some moisture. And this can be inserted right into the product. The product has been shaken at the paint store today, or has been shaken at the paint store today. And now the first steps that we got to do here, for one, the power's off. What you want to do is you want to hold the bleeder valve. What you want to do now is you want to turn the bleeder valve to the bleed position. This is going to get the air out of the line and out of the pump. And so now we can turn the unit on. And the reason why I turn the bleeder valve first is if you turn the unit on, it's going to build up pressure, and it's not really necessary to build up the pressure first, because then it's just going to, a lot of pressure is going to come out of here when you go to bleed it. So you can just go ahead and bleed it from the very get-go. And you want to bleed this water and the air out of the line. But once this starts turning white, you want to go ahead and turn it off. Hit the power switch. You don't really need to hit this first. I just hit the power switch first. There's no reason to bleed a lot of this product through. Once you see white, you can go ahead and stop. And I'll do that now. Okay, so I saw some white, and now it is off. I hit the power switch. I can now turn the bleeder back to its off position, so it's not going to bleed paint. Well, my phone stopped videotaping as I was bleeding the water out of this pump, so I'm going to continue where that left off at. So what I did just a minute ago is I used the bleeder valve on the pump to get the water out of the system here, and I set the power off. As soon as I see any white coming out of the bleeder valve, I shut the power off on the pump. Now there's no pressure in the system because it was released out of here when I shut the power off. So what you now do is you turn the bleeder valve in the off position, which means the pump is going to pressurize when you turn it on. At that point, I'm still not going to let the pump actually pressurize, because there's no need to. But what I can do is there would now be water in the line of my 50-foot line and in the pump. So what you do is you'll purge the water out of the hose by just squeezing the trigger into this spit bucket. And with no pressure in, it won't shoot any pressurized water out. You would then turn the power to the on position as you're still holding the trigger here. And when you turn the power on, the pump will shoot water into the bucket. So once you start seeing a little bit of paint coming out of your gun into your spit bucket, you would now then put it into the fiber of paint with the trigger pulled and turn the pump on. And you want to cycle some paint through the system like this. I've got the pressure really low so it's oozing out of the housing. And I would now turn the power to the pump off before I even let go of the trigger. That way it just doesn't pressurize. But I can squeeze the trigger and that lets all the pressure out of the system. Got a rag in my pocket here because I made a mess of the housing. And with no pressure in the system, now I'm ready to put in my my spray tip. Today I'm going to be using a Titan spray tip actually, and I've actually got a Graco RAC V housing, and the Titan tips will fit into the RAC V housing and work just fine. So I've got that snugged on there. I'm doing this with no pressure in the system, so it's safe, and I can now pressurize the system and get ready to paint this interior. Always remember to wear your safety gear. You got your respirator. I wear a spray sock, and don't get your new hat dirty. Put on your old spray hat. Okay, thanks for watching my video, guys. I'll try to follow this up with how to clean the pump after this. Stay tuned, subscribe to see more professional paint videos, and give me a thumbs up if these help. Have a great one. So here's a little info about the spray filters that I'm using with my airless pump. This is a Titan gun, and I've got a bunch of Titan filters with me. Now they've got, for their different guns, some of them have filters that have the threads at the top of them, which would go inside the handle here, and they'd screw in, and it's got reverse threads. Here's one that has a smooth, the top of it smooth, and it would just be kind of a pressure fit into the inside of the gun, and that's what I'm running with right now. Right now I have a white filter in it because I'm spraying some interior paint. The white filter is your standard mesh. I believe it's 100 mesh is what they call it, and you'd be using that for interior paints and most exterior latex paints. The yellow filter is going to be your fine filter. You'd be using it with your trim paints, your trim enamel, your enamels, your oil-based enamels, and some lacquer, some clear coat lacquer, and some other clear coats would be good with a fine mesh. And your reds are your extra fine. You'd be using with your thin, say waterborne lacquers, and other clear coats where you want a nice fine finish. It's a little bit fine for most paints though, so stains and waterborne clears are very, very thin. So that's what I use for my Titan guns, and thanks for watching my video.